I'm Wild Will, and today we're gonna make my recipe for peanut butter protein cookies. Everybody likes a cookie, am I right? We all love peanut butter cookies, but typically, if you're trying to live a healthier lifestyle and whatnot, you're not really chomping down on peanut butter cookies every day, until now. So, luckily, since Fit-Task is online, I can just pull up my phone and pull up the recipe right here. I haven't got to open a book or anything. So I got my recipe here, as you can see. I've already laid out the ingredients, but we're gonna go over each one kind of individually, let you know how much on each one, so you can feel free to make along with me, or just watch it on repeat when you're ready to make the most amazing protein cookie you've ever had. So let's talk ingredients. I've got 1 cup peanut butter. What I'm gonna do with the peanut butter to make it a little more easier to cook with, we want to put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Not too crazy, we don't need it boiling hot or anything. We just need it a little bit soft so it's, there we go, so I'll watch that and kind of keep my eye on that going. Then as for working with the wet ingredients, we've got 2 tablespoons of applesauce, 1 egg, and 1 egg white in there. This is actually just egg white from the actual egg, but if you want to use liquid egg whites, go right ahead. Not that big of a deal. Dry ingredients, we got 1/4 cup of vanilla casein. Make sure it's vanilla. We've got 1 cup of old-fashioned rolled oats, and in here we have 2 ingredients. We have 1/2 cup of baking stevia, and then we also have 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Make sure you use baking soda. Do not use the mistake I made once and do baking powder. Be a very salty cookie. Nobody wants a salty cookie, unless it's like caramel salted. Alright, so there we go. This is much easier to work with when we're going to start mixing. So what we want to do first and foremost is also preheat our oven. So that's ready to go. That's going to help with cooking. So upper oven, bake, we start. So that's going to preheat. Let that all happen. This is all kind of the prep beforehand. So let's talk our dry ingredients. So we want to take all of our dry ingredients, I'm kind of watching them here, see my own instructions. All of our dry ingredients, mix them together in a separate bowl. So we got the stevia with the baking soda, the rolled oats, and the casein. I like to use casein for cookies and cakes and whatnot. It's a bit of a denser protein, so it bakes well, and it's also really good for frostings as well. So if you want to ever make like any kind of frosting, you're good to go. So right now we're just kind of whisking this all together, just getting it nice and blended. It'll all blend eventually and go in one big bowl, so like so. Just want the baking soda, the sugar, all that together. Now what's great about all this is I'm not a cook, which you're probably noticing. I am completely self-taught with help of my wife, YouTube videos and whatnot. You don't have to be some amazing chef to cook healthy food. Just kind of have fun with it. So now we're going to take all the wet ingredients. So we've got the egg, goes in there. Again, 2 tablespoons of applesauce. You can do unsweetened applesauce if you wanted to. That's kind of the sugar-free. It's going to affect the taste somewhat. The cookie will not be as sweet. If you're just trying to cut back on some of the sugar, you can go unsweetened. This is just regular old applesauce. You want the 2 tablespoons because that's going to help keep the cookie moist. What's difficult about a lot of protein cookies is that there's poor substitutes for butter out there. And when you're trying to be healthy, you don't want to have as much butter. So that's what the peanut butter and the applesauce is for. So now we're going to take our peanut butter. And again, as you can see, it's much more liquefied, so it's much easier to stir with. Get a good angle in on that. Now, obviously, I'm using creamy peanut butter. I don't really recommend the crunchy. It's going to be harder to work with. If you want crunchy, I mean, you can, but this is just going to be easier. Then we're going to mix all these together and whatnot. So all of our wet ingredients are together. Again, nice and blended. Get the egg, applesauce, peanut butter, all that nice and blended. You want to blend the wet ingredients and then dry ingredients separately, because that's what my wife told me, and she knows how to cook, and I'm just going to go with it. Again, you don't have to know all the rules to attempt to try things in the kitchen. So as you can see, we're all good to go. So now, looking at my instructions right here, combine the wet and dry ingredients together. So that's next. So all of our wet and dry ingredients. So now we mix this together, and this is going to kind of make up the batter, if you will. So you kind of see it starting to kind of all stick together. Now if you want a little more moisture in here, or it's a little too dry, maybe you used a little bit too much casein, or you want to add more casein for more protein, that's fine. You're just going to have to add either a little bit of water to help keep it moist, because it's going to dry up too fast, or you may have to just add a little bit more egg white or applesauce. But that's going to be kind of up to you, and keep in mind it will affect taste. Anything you add or take away is going to affect the taste. For example, if you want to go crazy low carb, you can take out some of those rolled oats, but again, you're not going to get as flaky of a cookie. So just keep that in mind. So there we go. There's our batter, if you will. That's where we're going to go with today. So you can kind of see it's nice and sticky. So to avoid getting stickiness on my hands, I make my hands a little bit more moist. Again, not stopping. Just slightly moist, so then stick all to my hands. Then we grab our cookie sheet. Now you can use parchment paper if you choose to. Otherwise, you can kind of tell we just sprayed it down with some cooking oil. You can use a pan if you want to, or if you're a coconut oil freak, you can always use it with coconut oil as well. Let's do this, you guys get a good angle on here. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna take, about a dough-sized ball. Always make sure you wash your hands, by the way. Bring it out like so. So as you can see, this is even with moisturizing my hands, how sticky this is going to get. Try to keep them even. If you want to use a spoon to keep it even, you can use a spoon. And at one point, I'm probably going to have to go and re-wash my hands. There we go. All right, so obviously got all the cookies kind of laid out. I made them bigger this time, and I made 9. Depending on how many you want, you can make 12 or you can make 9. I like a big cookie because I feel like I'm getting more for less. That's just how my mind works. What we want to do now is flatten them out. So I'm going to take a fork. I'll show you a fork. I'm just going to flatten out the cookie by coming down one side and crisscrossing to the other. Just flatten them out. Just a little bit. Otherwise, if you forget this step, what's going to happen is your middle's not going to cook, and you're going to basically have a raw cookie on the inside, and we don't really want that. Flatten them out. Good. Make sure they're not touching each other. Give them ample space to kind of grow, if you will. Alright, so that's kind of your finished product. Now, if you just have a cookie dough, you could eat this if you wanted to, but we're going to actually cook these. So take them over to your oven. Like I said, 350. Let me repeat that again. 350. They cook for 8 to 10 minutes. So I like to meet in the middle, and we're going to do 9 minutes. That way I don't run the risk of undercooking or overcooking, because I can always put a little bit longer if I have to. So again, 9 minutes. And we start. So we'll check back with you in a little bit when we have a finished product. And then we'll try some cookies. Alright, and they're done. So I did check them. I took like a knife, or you can take a toothpick if you want, and just make sure that they're cooked all the way through. So you stick like a knife in there, and if it comes out clean, it's good to go on the plate. Got my spatula. Now I'm just going to kind of serve cookies, if you will, so get them off the... Now again, if you did this right, they should just come off, no problem. If they're sticking, you should have used more grease on your pan. Be a little bit left over. So again, nice and flat. Nicely done. Now again, a couple different options here with these. If you want to go lower carb, you can take out the rolled oats or do a half cup instead of 1 cup. If you want it less sweet, you can always take out some of that baking stevia as well. You can always make adjustments to these recipes. That's what makes them so great. The main thing is just keep in mind the taste is going to be different. So they're cooled off so I don't burn my mouth. So here we go. So kind of what it looks like. Trying to see what the bottom looks like. You want it nice and brown. You don't want it burnt, obviously. Nobody likes a burnt cookie, unless you're weird. They don't have to look pretty, but they have to taste good, right? So here we go. That is good cookie. Definitely gonna use some milk though. Alright, so keep in mind with cookies, if you want to kind of look on the inside there, still nice and moist. Look at that, see the inside, look at that, this tastes good. Just break it apart like normal. And the best part is, you're looking at about 7 grams of protein per cookie if you do the 12, and about 6 grams of carbs. So it's a great snack to feed the kids, if you have kids. Great snack to feed yourself. You have a sweet tooth, we want peanut butter. Why not? Again, the whole point here is that we want to live healthy and be healthy, not starve ourselves or not have our favorite foods. So, do yourself a favor. Go out there and get the ingredients. Make yourself Wild Will's protein peanut butter cookies. Check back with our next video. You never know what I'll have in store for you next. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting the Fit-tastic mission. Remember, you can always check out feelfittastic.com to build your workout using our free workout builder. Check out all of our other blogs, videos, and awesome clothing line as well. Thanks for watching. I'm Wild Will. I'm out. Have the rest of your day.